Hello and welcome to Where the Living Room Used to Be, a podcast about Rhode Island's music scene. We're RI5 with Joe Bruce. What is or was your favorite Rhode Island record store?
This one you're probably not going to be happy with me about because I don't really have a name of a place, you know what I mean? But for me, it was going to Newbury Comics in the mall.
That's good.
You know
Yeah.
That was just, it was still a dope store. It isn't like an antique record store, but I have a lot of memories. I constantly tell the story about my dad saying, listen, you need to go get the best of Eric B. and Rakim, EPMD. You know what I mean? Like that I was like 13 at that point, still middle school. And I was listening to all the contemporary stuff. I was a big fan of like Cassidy and T.I. and Jay-Z, obviously. But then going to hear these old school dudes and like, damn, all right, what are they doing that is still used today? You know what I mean? And that to me will start to show some of the more important pillars that you should build around. That's at least how I looked at it as a young kid.
Okay.
Oh, wow. I assumed that all this old stuff was corny, but this stuff is pretty cool. You know, that was the like enlightened thought that I had at that moment. So yeah, that ties back into Newbury Comics. Like, yeah, that was the spot where I went that day when you told me to go, and just so many other times. I was a loner, you know, so I would just be in the mall, going to watch a movie or something by myself, and I would also spend time in Newbury Comics just looking at CD covers and shit like that.
I actually I heard you describe yourself as a popular loner.
Definitely.
Do you still kind of consider yourself that, you know, does that still apply to you, or?
Well, popular is probably an overstatement.
Okay.
I do know what you're talking about. That is said about me, but definitely a loner naturally. I feel like I love people. I love like learning about people and learning people's stories and stuff. But you know, I also appreciate my alone time, and I think more than anything, without even trying to think too deeply about it, it's just what it's always been naturally. I've always been a friendly person, but I've also always just been okay going out and doing it by myself, you know, not, you know what I mean? Just like I could go to the mall with a friend, but for some reason that day it wasn't even a thought for me. You know what I mean? Like, I was just going to go. And that's, you know, how I was when I was younger. And those habits are kind of similar now. But I also work with really dope people. Don't get me wrong. We do some dope stuff, but I think people that know me well kind of know these things about me. I'm kind of just like minding my business. I'm in my head. I'm in my own world anyway. Like, it just be like that.
I'm with you. I can identify. It's always like the gears are always moving. I'm thinking about what's the next move. It's hard for me to not do stuff, you know, like I'm not very good at not doing stuff, you know? So like,
when is your birthday, James?
December 13th.
Okay. Sag energy. That sounds like, see, we got to pull up your birth chart because you sound like you got a lot of Capricorn energy in there too, which is obviously the next sign.
Okay.
I'd like to see when you pull it up if that's true, if you got some planets in Cap.
All right. Yeah.
A very achievement-oriented sign, Capricorn. I have a lot in my chart, and that's where I get a lot of the energy you're talking about.
Yeah.
Even when the work I literally will walk off stage and I'm happy that everything went well, but my thoughts immediately go to, all right, what's the next step?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very much my mindset.
Yeah. Yeah. I identify with that a lot, you know, it's just I've tried to like learn to just like stay in the moment, and it's taken a lot of years and practice to kind of like be where my feet are and be okay with that kind of stuff. Like, just, you know, so
even when I can do that, I think what I struggle with is just having a nice night out and chilling out. Like, I just feel like I haven't accomplished enough yet. Like there's a lot of people that I see do it frequently. They hang out every weekend, but they're not where they want to be. And for me, I'd rather create those memories for my people when we've worked hard enough to get there. You know, balance is key, but yeah, I can't have any big celebrations when I don't got nothing to celebrate yet. Is my mindset.
Yeah. Well, this is a weird segue to
how do you celebrate?
Yeah, no, I'm just like, yeah, well, I guess maybe. Yeah, there you go. You're very smart. So when you are celebrating, what is your favorite Rhode Island drink?
Oh, well, I'm not an alcohol drinker, so that already is an easy one to sidestep. I'm gonna go with Southside Smoothie is my favorite.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, can you talk about that shop?
Definitely. They opened up recently. A very good dude in the hip hop community, Crook Rock. He's been doing Hip Hop Chess Club for a while. He and Eddie, they got a spot right on Broad Street. And yeah, I mean, they got sea moss in there. I'm not like very learned when it comes to sea moss, but the smoothies I feel great, after the fact. And I'm already kind of like, I enjoy, juicing and blending fruit and shit on my own, but going out and supporting their endeavor, that's the biggest thing for me, knowing that they're there in the hood. It's a hood I grew up in. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are some negative things that happen in that area, but they're bringing health.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of unhealthy options over there. So if I'm going to go get something healthy, get something that is refreshing, I want to spend my money in that building. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
Southside Smoothie for sure.
Yeah. No, I've heard a lot of great things about that. And
you gotta go. We gotta go over there.
Definitely.
I'll bring you over there.
All right. Cool. I'm down.
For sure.
I brought it up. I just remember how interview that I saw, just of how like health focused that shop is, and just bringing that to whoever wants to be there, but that it's about just providing those options. So definitely shout out to them. So.
There's so many businesses that aim to exploit people that are already in a struggling area. And they could have, because financially certain things are smarter than that, because your clientele, the people that live directly around you, they're not used to that kind of an option. So you could have put different things out there that maybe didn't serve the people as good, but you could have made more money. And that's why I respect the move a lot, because I know it's bigger than the money at that point. So
yeah. Cool. What is your favorite place in Rhode Island? Like, is there a certain spot you like to hang out?
I'm gonna go back to just Broad Street. Broad Street specifically in the summertime. All times of year it's cool, but summertime, just it's what feels like home to me as a little kid. I think that's where I get the whole melting pot kind of energy, because I've always just been around so many different cultures, and like I've never been treated negatively for the most part because of my race, and I've always had great connections with the Latino community in Rhode Island, or on Broad Street in particular, and just every other walk of life that comes around there. So it's just an energy thing. It's a nostalgia thing. A lot of people out there, people blasting music, driving up and down the street, motorcycles coming up and down the street, but at the same time, it's always a lot of good energy. Old people that don't even speak the language, just smiling at you as you walk by, cliche as it sounds, but that's home to me. So
it's cool.
I can't think of a place that gives me that kind of feeling.
That's great. It's great you have that. Glad to hear that. So that's cool.
Definitely.
What is your favorite Rhode Island pizza?
That one's tough. I will say I'm gonna keep it in Washington Park and say Olympic Pizza, even though Olympic Pizza, definitely not the healthiest. Definitely, they've been making that family style rectangle pizza the same way, it feels like, since I was a kid.
Yeah.
They didn't change anything. They didn't change anything except the price. I feel like when I was a kid, we used to get it for like $11. I think it's more expensive now.
Oh, okay.
But outside of that, nothing's changed. And you'll just be on Broad Street and like, all right, let's get some pizza, and it's gonna be there.
Yeah.
Fellini's is also good. I can't lie about that. Fellini's is that may be like the cop-out answer, because everybody kind of knows that. But
that's good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
Fellini's is good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Cool. And last question. What is your favorite event that takes place in the state? And it doesn't have to be like musically. It could be like anything, like.
I mean, recently I went to the Gloria Gemma Walk of Flames. Mm-hmm. My girl, Annie Lee, she was one of the torchbearers.
Mm-hmm.
She's
been awesome.
Fighting cancer for a while, and she's cancer free now. And that was like, it's honestly not the kind of thing that I've ever really been a part of. So to just be there and just feel that energy, so many different, we sit here, we get caught up in this, that, and the third. And these people are just like emotional because they're still alive. Mm-hmm. Like that shit's crazy. And so it was a pretty dope event. I hate picking that one because it like it wasn't like the most interested I've ever been in my life in terms of like the show that they put on. Mm-hmm. It was cool, but it was also it was more or less like what it meant is why I really enjoyed it. Culture Shock, Chachi putting on Culture Shock is big. Mm-hmm. I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of like what that event is. It could be Roadie Rap in the future. Could be something like that. PVD Fest is dope. I've never really had the opportunity to do PVD Fest the way I would dream of.
Okay. What do you mean?
Well, since I've been back in the music, obviously COVID had a year where it was X'd out. This year was very weird, so I wasn't really involved with it. Mm-hmm. Prior to, once again, I just wasn't connected. You know how Rhode Island is, you know what I mean? And we're working to kind of change those things somewhat, but I just didn't know who to ask what, you know what I mean? You could just apply for PVD Fest. Yeah, that's a fact. But then you don't know where the hell you're going to be put. And there are some other people who just have the better connections. They know exactly where they're going and they know who to talk to, at least get the chance.
Yeah.
And I respect some of it, but because it takes you so long to get those relationships, a lot of times the person who they're picking to do it is just not in touch with the scene. Mm-hmm. Like that you can tell that the people who are doing the picking, I know they outsource it. It's not like the city always picking. Like they're not sitting here trying to find out from the city who they're rocking with. That's trash to me. That's just it's all politics at that point. So PVD Fest is dope. Don't get me wrong. It's one of the best things that we have here. But I think when it comes to like the main stage, when it comes to like those main events, bring a big name artist here and then also find out who's making noise here. Because that's like, you know what I mean? It's almost like we all out here working to play basketball. And then you come in and you don't draft the dudes that been putting in the work and like that. They just got their team to the championship and won. And you didn't even look at them because you don't have a pre-existing relationship with them. That's a Rhode Island mindset that kind of holds us back. And obviously it's going to be subjective. It's not like you could just, how do you really poll and find out who you want to pick for those shows? But at the same time, I just want to see some of these Providence endeavors that like try to tie themselves to the culture be more tapped into the culture. That I would respect heavily.
Yeah. Show up at shows and stuff, like if you are one of those people that, does book some stuff and maybe can hit a couple more shows. I mean, it's just like the easy answer, but it's definitely something that, I wish I could get to more, but I mean, I try to hit at least a show a week and just, see what's going on.
Don't just hit up one person that that, and say, ask for a recommendation. Because that person has their own personal relationships and reasons for saying no to some people and reasons for saying yes to some people. That doesn't mean that they're being objective. Like I've gotten some opportunities just because somebody knew me. That's how it works. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, I wouldn't have got this opportunity if this person didn't know me. I'm like a friend level. And B, those opportunities get passed out erroneously so much just because of who you picked as the gatekeeper that day. I mean, Rhode Island's just too small for that. I don't know. I don't even know where my beef is right now. I'm just like, I try to let my actions be my response to those issues.
Yeah.
Once again, Roadie Rap shows how we structure them.
Yeah.
So opposed to like I'm really deeply complaining, I haven't wrote a letter to PVD Fest or anything.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I think that you're doing it. And like some of those like quote unquote success stories are people that just create their own scene, like they create their own space, and just be like, all right, well, these clubs aren't booking me, so we're going into this warehouse and we're just going to start booking our own shows, or we're going to
backyard tours.
Yeah. Like just that kind of stuff. Like it's like legit. And like, you just, I mean, it's just one of the things that I do like about music and about the scene is just that it's tenacious as hell, that they're just like, we're just going to go. And, you know, even with last year, I do distinctly remember knowing that it was going to be different, like when COVID hit, but I was like, it's not like musicians don't stop. Like they're going to figure out something else, you know, like they're not going to see this like, oh, we can't do live shows, so I guess music is over, you know. It's just like, no, we're going to do these things. It's going to evolve. And yeah, so I mean, I think that you're, at least from my view, you're already kind of doing some piece of that with what you're doing with the Waterbearer Music Group and everything else of just let's create our scene, or we're going to do backyard tours. We're going to, you know, work with people that want to work with us and just keep on pushing ahead. And, you know, people do take notice to that. And it does take unfortunately does take a little bit of time. And yes, some things need to line up, but I see that you're on that path. You're leading that stuff. So, but yeah, I don't know. We'll write a letter to PVD Fest. We'll get that.
That would be awesome. That'd be awesome to be like one of those, even if I'm not the main performer, just on the main stage.
Yeah.
At PVD Fest. Like that, those are the like personal kind of goals that would be awesome to see. I was asked the other day in an interview, like where I would want to perform. And I actually didn't really think of PVD Fest. We were talking about the Dunk. We were talking about the Strand or whatever.
Yeah.
Selling out the Dunk would be crazy, but having that real epic like PVD Fest.
Yeah, like outdoor thing. Yeah.
And I mean, I told them about, you know, holding a huge festival in Roger Williams Park. I grew up on Calais Street. The end of the street is literally Roger Williams Park. So like having a huge music festival where we bring the biggest artists in the world to our backyard, that would trump everything. You got kids that like, we grow up with a limiting mindset because we're like, oh, this is a small estate. Nobody ever does anything from here. And you see that limit people so much. But you start bringing real deal celebrities here, and kids just, they think about it differently. And you yourself, you from Rhode Island, you go out and you achieve great things, and you continue to wear Rhode Island proudly. That also shows those kids that they can do some shit too. So
yeah.
That would be really epic, and that will happen. Just a matter of time.
Yeah. No, I don't doubt you for 1 second. I see the movement that's happening. And again, just that it's like the scene does seem that it's, at least again, from my view, that people are together with this, that there doesn't seem like there's a lot of like, you know, old school, I'm better than you, I'm going to, you know, just rungs on a ladder kind of stuff. And I mean, and that's not even just like in the hip hop scene, that's like any scene. It can be the folk scene or the jazz scene or whatever else it is. Like there's a lot of infighting with that kind of stuff. But it seems that like right now, at least with the people that are doing bigger things, you know, like what's happening with Jesse is huge to get to that next level. And, you know, what you're doing, what Flawless has done, what John Hope is doing, and, you know, Chachi. And again, I said I wasn't going to name names because now I'm did it and now everyone's going to, but it's cool. And that, you know, you're just still working with each other and still just like, you know, putting that stuff together. So yeah, I don't doubt you for a second. And I can't wait for that festival because it's going to be pretty awesome. So
oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Joe. You're such a great ambassador of Rhode Island. Thank you. Really do appreciate that. And yeah, thanks for talking about Rhode Island with me.
Thank you, James. I appreciate you, bro.
Okay. All right. That's right. What touchdown like 100-yard return. Kinda funny how the mind gotta relearn. Double down on my brain, I'ma preserve. Kinda funny how the hate make me swerve. I just wanna laugh like Ray Liotta, and I'm all ears like Baby Yoda. Watch him switch gears like old Corollas. Been 6 in sidekicks, Motorola's in my text all flex. They told me hold up, but I can't. Stephen A. Smith, you might hear me rant. Swing and I miss, I change up my stance. Really nice picture, really nice dance, but you boys don't rap. They took the game, then poisoned that. Get I bring change like coins come back. In the same lane, putting noise on tracks like vroom vroom. Field full of weeds, I'm a new bloom. July through June, I keep speakers on boom boom. Boom bap, bring it on back. If it ain't too much to ask, give thanks, hold up your cup of glass. Be your goddamn self, cause nothing lasts. Until the DJ cut that fucking trash. Give me my space, I'ma operate. Like what should I build in my shop today? Keep it simple, I will not complicate what I am. What I am. Space, I'ma operate. Like what should I build in my shop today? Keep it simple, I will not complicate what I am. What I am.
Rain, please shut the fuck up when I talk. Everybody bow in the room when I walk in. I'm the man your girl wanna stalk. She would put her life savings up if I was up for auction. She been trying to hit me with the clock. Killing y'all niggas, bitch, I wrote this verse with chalk. That's for the outline of your block. D's, it's rain, nigga, fuck what you thought. Fuck 'em. You ain't gotta tell me that I'm great, oh no. I can tell I'm great from the way the haters hate, nigga. I ain't got no time for the fake bozos. Rain got a rep that the fake can't taint, look. Rain got a conflict that you can't break, look. Rain is real in real life, not Facebook. Rain on stage costs more than a Drake hook. Rain got a plate that he won't let you take from. Wait, I swear I gotta be myself. I don't wanna be no one else. In a world where everybody else, man, I feel like I'm by myself. I swear I got a movie life, but I swear I'ma be alright. I ain't tryna prove y'all wrong, I'm tryna prove me right. So get up out my
space, I'ma operate. Like what should I build in my shop today? Keep it simple, I will not complicate what I am. What I am. Space, I'ma operate. Like what should I build in my shop today? Keep it simple, I will not complicate what I am. What I am.
My bro Joey said spaz, I said okay. So today I woke up and put vodka in the OJ. I've been sleep 4 days, getting money 4 ways. Dome from a pro, yellow bone, bumping Coldplay. All of y'all seem so fake. Got too much on my plate. T-bone on the plane, I raise stakes. Getting closer to God to say grace. Y'all use the gram to save face. These grams are numb face. You think you nice, then come play. I do more views in one day. But now I'm more focused on the output over income. Used to want a hit single, now I want a big run. Show them where the man at, over where the kid from. They wanna talk a crazy life, but I lived one. How much more can I prove? They pocket watching my moves. All along through that door. I paid the drive for my crew. Seen Ben's green and now blue. So tell me why the aura in the room seem to change. When I walk in without a barrel or a gang. Told Bruce keep going, the water really a wave. Holding the chisel for a decade, carving the lane.